Hey there, Liz here, and a bird up above. Today I'm going to take you on a spring tour of my flower beds. I have several flower beds. There are a couple between my house and my garage. I also started a wildflower bed on the other side of my garage. I will also show you my flowers in my pots and my rose garden out front. So let's get to it. So here's this section. I know, it actually looks really bad because there's a bunch of grass. And you know, I think I'm going to buy some of that spray that kills the grass only, and that will be good because this is just too out of hand. Because if you look closely enough, you can see I have some really pretty ground coverage. Got these really pretty flowers, which I like. There's blue ones and there's also some white ones. Let me see if I can find a white one for you. Nope, not happening. So over here I planted some gladiolas. A nice man from Facebook Marketplace gave them to me, and they're going to grow and be red because he is a Husker fan, so he likes red flowers. On the other side of this area I planted some more. They're just coming up little by little over here. Very excited for those. And also I planted 12 canna bulbs over here, which aren't coming up yet. I'm hopeful that they start coming up. It looks like the soil's cracking, so maybe it'll come up. Other than that, I got some bad morning glories coming that I'm gonna have to start weeding out. And yep, and here's my tulips. My tulips have been spent. I'm thinking about digging them up and moving these because there's only like 6 or 8 of them over here. Not very many. Here we have some of my irises and Dianthus and a whole bunch of other flowers that we'll try and remember the names of. And over here we have the rest of my flower bed on this side of my house. I have a whole bunch of Salvia and some other yellow flowers that I have no idea what the name of them are. My neighbor across the street, she's a sweet 85-year-old lady, and she gave me all those purple and yellow flowers. Well, obviously they're not flowering yet, but they will flower eventually this summer. It's only May, so we got plenty of time. I put a bunch of wildflower seeds over here, right up close next to the house. I dusted that area with a bunch of wildflower seeds. And on this side, so there's like 2 long strips. Let's see, over here. So on the left side is a strip of wildflower seeds, and right next to the house I did some more. My hose has been leaking, so I have to get that fixed this year. But yeah, so I'm excited for this to be completely full of wildflowers, along with all the other flowers that I planted. I bought some phlox, some creeping phlox. There's a house here in town that is full of this in the front yard. Half of their front yard is literally that stuff, except theirs is blooming and pretty. Mine, the blooms are all done. You can see one little blue flower and the rest are spent. I don't know if it's going to bloom anymore this year or not. On this far right side, I planted 4 red canna bulbs. Well, I don't know if they're called red canna bulbs, but they're cannas, or like Robert Kemp, or something like that. So they're gonna grow and be tall and red, and have red flowers. And that little plant, it is going to have yellow flowers, along with some of the other plants up next to the house. So right next to the house, it's going to be purple and yellow flowers, along with all the wildflower seeds that will grow. I planted several petunias over here, and I planted, that is a Dianthus that came back from last year, as well as that one. So then I decided to add more to this side of the house because I just like that they grow and they're very drought tolerant. And yeah, this I got from the wilderness a couple miles down the road. and I just liked it because it was alive, and it's just like a sage green. This is some Russian sage, which has a light purple flower, and it will look pretty with the dark purple of the salvia. One of the cool things about salvia is that it makes babies, lots and lots of babies. All of these 4 plants are salvia babies, and there's another one and another one. And I probably won't keep them here because if it's that crazy at spreading, then it's gonna be really busy with the salvia. So I will give them away to a lucky friend. They are also very good during drought. They just grow and grow. They are a hardy plant. And here's some more of that catmint stuff, which I think I will let grow because somebody mentioned it might be good for keeping mosquitoes away. And in these little rock circles, I planted verbena. My sweet neighbor across the street, she also gave me those yellow flowers and also all the irises over here. And I'm excited to see what color the irises will be. Looks like they're going to bloom this year. So that was exciting because I didn't think that they'd bloom. I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with the edging. I have not made a plan for this edging either, nor did I plan for the other edging. This side definitely needs some edging, most definitely. It just looks like overgrown grass. Hey, I found a white flower. I thought I could see some when I first walked over here, but then they disappeared when I was trying to look for them. Pretty white flower. And because my hose leaks right now, I just move it randomly throughout the day, and then it just waters all my flowers bulbs that I have underground. Over here, I have a bunch of hens and chicks that I brought from our last house, and that one is doing it very well. It's very happy, and there's some more. And then this year I planted some daffodils, and they are going back down to their bulbs. They're done blooming. And then I have a dandelion next to my hen and chick. I almost forgot to mention my aster. It's going to get tall and purple and be gorgeous. And these irises I brought from our previous house, along with these ones. But these ones were not happy because I planted them too deep. Turns out you can't plant irises very deep or they don't do very well. I also put a couple of other color pops in this little garden to see how they do. This garden does not get a whole lot of water because it's right next to my house. And I also put a hyacinth, and I was a little bit disappointed because I bought it before it bloomed. You shouldn't do that. If you want a specific color, don't buy flowers before they bloom, because this one is yellow and I was hoping it was pink or something, or purple or burgundy, something that would look prettier than yellow. But yellow is still pretty. It's like a dandelion. They're pretty, right? I also planted this red barberry bush, and last year, as silly as it is, I had a pepper plant right there, and so I didn't want to move my pepper plant because it was already established, so I put the barberry plant not centered, so I'm going to have to move that probably next year when it's more established. But I don't actually know if I like it over here because I just feel like it kind of looks weird, and I don't know if it matches anything over here. It kind of looks out of place. We'll see how I feel later this season. The other thing I'm really excited about are my potted plants. Aren't they pretty? They're going to be really pretty later. I had some alyssum, which at first I thought was called asylum, and I told my mom, and she told me, no, that's not what it's called. So she corrected me. Yep. And then I put some petunias, and I do not know the other names of the plants, so sorry. You can go to the flower store and see if you can identify them, and then you'll know what they're called. Over here I put some more. I'm excited for those red flowers to just get big and bushy and bloom everywhere. Got some more petunias. I got a whole pack of 24 petunias for like $12 at Menards. That was kind of fun. So there's my potted plants. I actually have some more potted plants on my deck, and I'm really excited to see how these turn out come summer. Here's the pink geranium with some purple petunias and whatever this pretty white and green leafy plant is. Here's my other one. We love flowers. Yes, we do. We love flowers. How about you? And look, the fly likes the leaf. Can you see that? That's pretty amazing how close I'm getting to it. Weird. It didn't want to fly away. I don't think I like that plant if it collects flies. I figure I better just come over here to the front yard section because this is just a little rose bed that I have over here. I put all these rocks on top of some black stuff, you know what I'm talking about. And we'll see how well that does with keeping the weeds at bay. In the center, I have a yellow rose bush, and it's supposed to flower all summer long. And it's quite small right now compared to the wild rose bushes that are very much happy. They're very happy. They will get big and tall, and I hope that they don't overcrowd that yellow rose bush. I'm not sure what this front one here at the point, I don't know what color it's going to be. I got it from a different neighbor. My neighbors are all sweet to give me all their extra plants. But yeah, the other thing I did out here was I put the extra railroad ties around it. For some reason, these ones on the outside of the triangle were not here, and it just didn't look right. So I was very happy with putting them on there. Happy with how it turned out. I like the triangle. I almost forgot to show you my Hello Summer sign. Here it is, Hello Summer. It was a cheap $10 sign I got off Facebook Marketplace, and I'm very excited for the red gladiolas to really bring that watermelon accent to life. And the other side will also have the red gladiolas and the red cannabulbs. So this will look really pretty in 2 to 3 months. Look, we have a trailer on this side of our garage and a middle part of one of those old wagon wheels. But really what I came to show you over here was that I'm going to have hopefully some hollyhocks on this side of the garage along with a bunch of wildflowers. Sounds like two birds are fighting, or that other thing that they might be doing. I don't know, it's spring. But here we are. We're going to have a bunch of wildflowers over here also. I tried to put some of the salvia plants over here, and oh, look, I found some right here. Here's some salvia. And yep, all these wild weeds over here. I put some of the potting soil over the top of the wildflowers I mixed. I think I found a hollyhock. There we go. Grow big and tall. It's really shady over here. This is the north side, so we will see what happens. I put a lot of shaded wildflower seeds over here. I just bought one of those $2 boxes from Dollar General, I think. Otherwise it was Family Dollar. I get those two stores mixed up all the time. The other interesting thing over here is there's a lot of moss. And when it's a lot wetter, it's a lot greener. It looks almost dead right now. I don't know what kind of wildflower this is, but it's definitely a weed in my book. Even though it's pretty, I don't know what these are either. They're not focusing. There we go. There they are. Last year I planted some gladiolas in the middle of those rocks, and they did okay. But they weren't very happy over here. The wind really whipped them around, and they didn't get very much water because I'd forget about them. That concludes my spring tour of the flower beds between my house and garage and the other stuff that I showed you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to show it to you in a couple months when it's all luscious and green and living and exploding. So tune in for the future.